Any questions?
My name is Todd Henderson. This is my progress speech for my Communications 101. It's on how to make glass beads. Have you ever been to a craft show and seen those pretty glass beads laying on a table and wonder how they're made? Well, today I'm going to show you how. You're going to need a few tools. You're going to need a mandrel. The mandrel is a metal rod that you use to spin your bead on. You're going to need glass rods. And the glass rods come in 96 and 104. The 96 cool faster, and the 104s cool a little slower. We'll talk about that later. You will need bead release, a matte gas torch, and cotton mats for cooling. The most important thing that you need to do is to choose what type of glass you want to use. Glass rods come in different shapes and sizes, but the biggest thing is that they come in 96 and 104 temperance. The two types are completely incompatible. The 96 cools a little slower than what the 104 does. So if you try to put 96 on 104 or vice versa, your glass bead will shatter, and nobody wants that. The first thing that you do is you take your mandrel and your bead release. You shake your bead release to it's a smooth substance. It's a little sandy and unmixed in the beginning, so you need to stir it or shake it until it becomes smooth. You'll take your mandrel and you'll put it in a twisting motion and pull it out. And then you want your mandrel to set somewhere and dry for about 10 minutes. The bead release on the end of the mandrel will turn white. That's when you know that the bead release is dry. At that time, you want to take and turn on your matte gas torch until it starts to seep. Turn the knob on it until it starts to seep the gas. Once the gas starts to seep, you can take a lighter, light it. You want to turn up the knob until your bottom of your flame is blue and the top of your flame is white. That gives you a nice, consistent heat range. The next thing that you want to do is you want to choose the color of the glass rod that you want the main color of your bead to be. Whatever most glass is, whatever color the rod is what color the bead's going to be. So you need to choose which color that you want your main bead to be. After that, you want to take your mandrel and you want to turn it into the heat where the bead release is at. And just for a few seconds, just allow it to warm. You want to put this in your dominant hand so that you can spin the glass, so you can spin the rod. Then you want to choose whatever color it is of glass that you want, and you want to take and you want to shake the glass slowly into the flame. If you put the glass rod in too fast, the glass rod will shatter. So you want to slowly to heat it. And once it's warm, once the glass is warm, then you won't have to worry about it to shatter, and you can put it directly into the flame. And you want to spin your mandrel and shake your glass until it's in the flame. Once it's in the flame, then you want to spin it at the same thing that you're doing with your mandrel. The glass will change colors on the end. It'll turn like a white hot. And once it starts to turn white hot, it'll start to get droopy. It'll be melting. Once it starts to melt, you want to take your mandrel. As you're spinning in the flame, you want to touch your glass to the mandrel, pull back, and start to spin. As you spin it, you want to keep it in the flame, and you want to move your glass back and forth. As you're doing this, the glass is building on the mandrel, and you're making the size of the bead that you want. Once you get the size, remove it for about 10 seconds. Bring it back into the flame. Shape the bead. You want it to be round. I prefer them to be perfectly round. Some people like oblong. And then remove it. That'll help it to retain its shape. It'll cool for a few seconds. Then you can take other colors and warm them up and make different designs on your bead. It makes for a unique bead every time. You want to take the glass out, and you want to spin it. Allow it to cool. The glass will change colors. It will change to the color that the bead's going to be. You turn it back into the flame for about 10 to 12 seconds. What that does is it puts a shimmer on the bead. It makes it nice and shiny. Once you're done with the bead, you let it cool for a couple seconds, then you put it in your cotton cloths. And you let it cool for about 30 minutes. Take it out, dip it, and once it's cool, take it out, dip it in water. Take the mandrel and the bead. Once you quench it in water, it helps it to cool. You can twist the bead right off, and you have your glass bead. With the proper tools and some patience, you can make beautiful glass beads for rings, necklaces, bracelets, whatever kind of jewelry that you'd like. Beads allow you to be creative, and they're also challenging to make. Thank you for listening to me today. I hope it was informative.